A walking tour through Chelsea history, the Alabama 31st K in the Civil War. In April 1862, a year after the Civil War started, men from the Yellowleaf, Shelby County, Alabama, now known as the Chelsea and surrounding areas, mustered into the Alabama 31st Infantry Regiment and became the Alabama 31st Company K. Surnames included Adams, Brazier, Crenshaw, Day, Evans, Farr, Gilbert, Holcomb, Howard, Kelly, Kendrick, Minor, Nivens, Payne, Ray, Roper, Saucer, Seal, Shaw, Spearman, Stone, Sullivan, Vick, Whitfield, Wilder, and many more. Fighting in Cumberland Gap, Chickasaw Bayou, Port Gibson, and Champion Hill. At the Siege of Vicksburg, July 4, 1863, several members of the 31st K were captured by Union soldiers and held prisoner until July 9th. After being released, they moved on to Chattanooga and the Atlanta campaign. During this time, food was scarce. Camps were often pinched in mud, swarmed of ticks, redbugs, and mosquitoes. They wheeled vehicles through rugged terrain. Twice as many soldiers died from disease than from battle wounds. In June 1864, Union General Sherman's troops occupied Big Shanty, Georgia, known today as the Kennesaw-Marietta area, maintaining headquarters at the Lacey Hotel, an eating house for railway passengers. His goal was to take possession of the Western and Atlantic Railroad, cutting the Confederate supply line. The 31st K, now a part of the Confederate General Johnston's Army of the Tennessee, was trenched nearby on the Lost Mountain-Brushy Mountain line. The line consisted of Lieutenant General Hardee's corps on the left, General Polk's corps center, and Lieutenant General Hood's corps on the right. Pine Mountain was held as an outpost of the main Confederate line. On June 14, 1864, Union General Sherman spotted Confederate officers Polk, Hardee, and Johnston at Pine Mountain and ordered fire. Confederate General Leonidas Polk, second cousin of former United States President James K. Polk, was hit by a shell, cutting him nearly in two. On June 15, 1864, Union Commanding General William T. Sherman orders attack on the center of the Confederate General Johnston's Lost Mountain-Brushy Mountain line. Union General John Schofield's corps on the left, Major General George Thomas' corps in the center, and Major General James Fearson flank right for a diversionary attack. Sherman's diversionary flank order, his signature move, was devastating to the Alabama infantry, including members of the 31st K from Yellowleaf, Chelsea. They were captured by McPherson's army on the foot of the Brushy Mountain near Big Shanty and held prisoner, taken to Nashville, Tennessee, then to Louisville, Kentucky, and then to the Rock Island prison camp in Illinois. Many of the same soldiers who were captured at Vicksburg almost a year earlier, including James Kendrick, Samuel F. Kendrick, John Milton Brazier, who was previously wounded at Lookout Mountain, Lewis Turner Brazier, who was previously wounded at Baker's Creek, Jesse Broom Nivens, who was previously wounded at Baker's Creek, and John W. Minor, and many more. Rock Island prison camp, located in Illinois on an island in the Mississippi River, opened in December of 1863 to help relieve other overcrowded prison camps in the north. However, Rock Island would soon be overflowing. Disease ran rampant. There was exposure to severe weather, poor living conditions, and lack of food. Nearly 2,000 prisoners died of these conditions, including Lewis Turner Brazier, son of Thomas and Nancy Kendrick Brazier, buried at Rock Island Confederate Cemetery. Lewis was named after his great-grandfather, Revolutionary War soldier Lewis Turner. Henry Holcomb, injured by a cannonball during the capture, was separated from the group. He spent time in a Nashville hospital before being taken to Camp Douglas prison camp in Chicago, Illinois, where he died of disease on October 9, 1864. Henry was previously wounded in the Battle of Lookout Mountain on November 2, 1863. In June 1865, 3 months after the Civil War ended, and a year after getting captured at Big Shanty, the 31st K was released from Rock Island prison camp. Diseased and malnourished, they made the 745-mile walk home. A long walk home, feeling the loss of the family and friends they left home with in April 1862. Benjamin Blackerby, wounded at Baker's Creek on May 16, 1863, died May 25, 1863. Joseph Blackerby died of disease June 2, 1862, in Knoxville, Tennessee. Samuel H. Kendrick died December 23, 1863, in Hood Hospital in Oxford, Georgia. Hosea Holcomb died at Vicksburg July 31, 1863. John Walton died at Vicksburg May 1863. James Evans died at Vicksburg July 7, 1863. Louis Brazier died of disease in captivity at Rock Island August 29, 1864. He was previously wounded at Baker's Creek May 16, 1863. Henry Holcomb was injured during capture at Big Shanty, Georgia, died of disease in captivity at Camp Douglas October 9, 1864. He was previously wounded at Lookout Mountain on November 2, 1863. While fighting in the war, Hugh Shaw made a promise to the Lord if he brought him through the war safe, he would serve him the remainder of his days. Keeping his promise, he was the founder of Union Church in Westover. During the war, wives and mothers of the 31st K dealt with hardships at home, pilfering from hungry and sick soldiers from both sides, the Union blockade, and inflation. After the war, many soon realized they lost their husbands, fathers, and sons. Widows had to mortgage their land and crops to recover their loss. Young boys became the man of the house, working to bring the crops in and pay off the debt. Even though property values were down, taxes greatly increased. The Reconstruction era had begun. Not every family was able to weather the hardship. The dynamics of the Yellowleaf Chelsea area changed dramatically from the migration expansion west years earlier, when families came here with hopes and dreams for their new land. Like Hugh Shaw, David Newton Hodgins made a promise to the Lord. With help with land from John Davis, Pleasant Valley Church on Highway 36 was born. Much like today, everyone turned to their friends, family, and faith to make it through. Better days were soon ahead with the flourish of timber and sawmill businesses. The Yellowleaf Chelsea would go on.